right, this is a date and time set for sentencing. Mr. Greenwald, have you had an opportunity to read and review the pre-sentence report?
Yes, I have.
And you've had an opportunity to discuss that pre-sentence report with your attorney?
Just momentarily with my attorney, yes.
Okay, well, you guys have been out in the hallway for a long time. Have you had enough time to discuss it with them, or do you need more time? Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because if you need more time, I'll give you more time.
I think we're all right. The only thing that needs to be changed is I got a new phone number after.
Okay, well, hold on, we'll get to
We'll
that.
get to that.
Okay,
Like I said,
so Mr. Greenwald, are you satisfied with Mr. Daly as your attorney and the advice that he has given you?
yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Daly, other than the phone number, which I don't want placed on the record.
Right.
Do you wish to explain or challenge the accuracy or relevancy of any information in the pre-sentence?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Does the pre-sentence report disclose any prior convictions of which there exists any known constitutional defect? He has 4 prior felonies and 1 prior misdemeanor.
No, Your Honor, I'm not aware of any constitutional effects. All I would indicate is the judicial process in the Navy is different, and I'm not familiar with that process itself.
Okay.
But I'm sure it's followed from what I see.
Okay, all right. Probation department has, I don't have a guideline sheet for some reason on this file, but I show that the probation department computed the minimum sentencing guidelines to be 5 to 23 months. Do you agree with that computation of guidelines?
I do.
Mr. Jones, for some reason, I don't have an attached guideline. Okay, thank you. All right, so, Mr. Daly, before the court passes sentence, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of Mr. Greenwald?
Yes, Your Honor. Under most circumstances, you could say that what happened to Mr. Greenwald was just the case of a senior citizen becoming angry and losing his temper and engaging in activities that were inappropriate. But Mr. Greenwald has went beyond that stage with his prior record. Because of his prior record, we have to address that as we address this now. And his prior record has demonstrated at times an inability to conform his behavior. This is an example of what that happened. The other side of it is he didn't really threaten anybody. It's not like he was trying to do anything except express his anger. He shouldn't have done it. It's inexcusable. And we're here because of it. And the one that's paying a significant price for all of this is the defendant in this matter. But, and keeping all of that in mind, I'm not so sure that adding to this defendant's problems with an additional period of incarceration is going to change anything for anybody. Anything else to add, Joe?
Okay. Mr. Greenwald, is there anything you'd like to say on your own behalf? Mr. Greenwald, can you go stand in front of the microphone because you're pretty soft-spoken and we need to be able to hear you. So Mr. Daly will move over, yeah, and you just talk into that microphone, all right?
I am a trained military officer who enforced the law, was careful not to endanger anyone in any way, shape, or form. The beat and plead normally in the military is you're guilty until proven innocent, and there's no way that you're going to ever get out of their hatred. I know this, I've seen it too many times. Even if for such little things as being in a bar across the way, when someone else starts a fight, you get busted in this case for those things. I was, after being attempted rammed by the so-called victim with her vehicle, I went to try to do a prayer. we call it spells. Trying to heal. And of course, $200, $300 on a tether because of somebody's, I want to get back at it. I was taught as a child, when you point fingers, you point with the whole hand. Because 2 fingers point, you did this, but 3 are coming back. No one ever saw that. Mr. Seymour, he's also involved in this perjury, as well as the so-called victim, and Mr. Paris.
I'm going to withdraw your plea, because that's what you're trying to tell the judge.
I would like, Your Honor, that this be noted in future from Mr. Paris and others. I am aware that right now that the state is looking at court costs. I'm also aware that in Ohio, for those interfering with religion, that they are facing up to 10 years by the U.S. Attorney's Office.
What religion? What are you talking about, religion?
Last week before last, Ohio on the TV, that person was interfered with religion. And that the person involved was facing that.
And where was this?
You know, it was in Ohio, it was on the news.
Well, we all know about Ohio, don't we?
Yeah. As is Ohio, is Ohio. I want to understand that I had no intention to harm these people. He says, I have no one, says, there's no way you're going to stand against a 3,500-pound car. As is with a 3-pound sword. I was attempting to draw a circle of protection. When somebody hit the horn, then I realized not everybody in this world knows what the hell I'm doing. So I retreated. Left them to their own hate. I do the best I can. My health is poor. I've had an open wound on my leg for over 5 years from diabetes. I work on continuously overnight to do my best to make sure everything is done the best I can within the bounds of the law. I've been victimized by others. And I asked this in the past. And I also gave them leniency and understanding. I only request the same. I would like to have my tether removed so I can actually go on in without interference, my worship.
Good. Anything else?
I don't know if I'm going to be around by the time this thing is done, as far as probation. I may not live that long. I have heart problems and things like that I must deal with too. I'm trying to live so I can get to see my grandchildren graduate high school. That's at least 15 years. I don't know if I'll make it.
In determining the appropriate sentence in this case, the court has considered the seriousness of the offense, your history, the principle of proportionality, the statutory penalty, the cost of confinement, the sentencing guidelines, the report and recommendation of the probation department, as well as what has been said upon the record at this hearing. The criteria and reasons for the sentence are the nature and gravity of the offense, the discipline appropriate to its commission, deterrence against repetition by you and by others, the potential for reformation, vindication for the law, and the protection of society. So I appreciate your concern about punishment for practicing your religion, but you have the right to practice whatever religion you want. And this court believes that people should have that freedom. But when you get in a car accident and you bring a sword out, another person might find that intimidating and threatening and assaultive. So doing a protective, you could use salt next time you want it, but a protective circle with a sword in public where someone was in an accident could be deemed threatening. Do you understand that? I mean, it kind of makes sense, right?
Yes.
So, just think about things like that, so you don't get in trouble. So it's the sentence of the court that you will be placed on probation for a period of 2 years. You're gonna pay $750 in court costs, $130 crime victim rights fee, $68 in state costs, $60 DNA fee. There's a $30 per month supervision fee and $60 per month if electronic tether is required. I'm going to defer any jail time, so I'm not going to make you go to jail today. So I will defer the 150 days jail to the end of probation. So if you don't violate your probation, then there won't be any jail. Okay. You're to have no contact with the victim named in this case. I'm going to strike 1, Mr. Jones, and 2. You are not to use any illegal controlled substances, and take all medication as prescribed by your physician. And then during that term of probation, you can't possess any weapons, right? And that's a law under the state of Michigan. I don't have any control over that. So the sword would be deemed a weapon, so you'll have to find alternates, but you can't possess or use any object as a weapon under your terms of probation. And for probation supervision, probation department can search your house, your vehicle, your computer, if they are concerned that there's a violation. Now, you do have the right to appeal this sentence. So my bailiff's going to bring down to you your notice of right to appellate review. I need you to sign 1 copy for my records. Just acknowledge that you received the paperwork. The other copies are for you. If you wish to appeal your sentence, you would fill out the information on the form and mail it to the address listed on the form within 42 days. Now, I know the last time we were here, I told you a bond condition was you can't cast spells on people without their permission. Obviously, your bond conditions are listed, but be wise, and so you don't intimidate people when you do that, all right?
I will go back to the old prayer circle.
All right, very good. Thank you,
Because
sir.
that's what had I done that in the first place, we wouldn't be.
All right, Mr. Jones, any instructions for him?
Monday at 8:30.
So, Mr. Greenwald,
Yes.
Mr. Jones is gonna need you to come up here Monday at 8:30 in the morning to meet with him, okay?
What time you gotta work?
Anywhere from 8:30 to 11:30 in the morning, because because I work at Buddy's BP, I have shipments coming in,
Okay.
and I have no control over what comes
Do
in.
you
I'll
want me
come
to-
in as soon as I can.
Why don't you just hold
Just give me a call when you get out of work, Mr. Greenwald.
Okay, sure.
I just need to see on Monday.
All right, so when you get out of work Monday, give him a call, okay?
And the tether?
You're not wearing it.
Yes, I am. This is the charge device.
Oh, okay, so yeah, you don't, that'll get removed today.
That would be through Mr. Coast. We don't-
So, Miss, why don't you have a seat in the hall and we'll have Mr. Coast come talk to you.
Okay.
Okay,